you so much for coming. This is Remembering by Lynnsey Kwaak. Did you have anything you wanted to say before we get started?
Yeah, I mean, this is just a play that I wrote in memory of my grandmother who passed away in December of 2020. So this play is very special to me, and it kind of intertwines the past with the present in hopes of looking towards the future. Should I give some content warnings now?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so there's adult language, death and grieving, and depictions of racial discrimination in this. So, yeah, that's what I have. Great.
And then follow it. We're so glad you're here. Thank you for supporting the advanced playwriting class. And also, there is a short talk back after, right, Julia?
Yes,
Yeah,
so
go ahead.
short talk back with a couple of questions to kind of help Lynnsey get an understanding of what y'all are thinking after the play. So, without further ado.
Remembering, a play in memoriam by Lynnsey Kwaak. Cast of characters. Ivy, a 17-year-old girl, half Japanese, half white, American. Catherine, a woman in her mid-50s, Japanese American, Ivy's mother. Dan, a man in his mid-50s, white American, Ivy's father, Catherine's husband. Murasaki, a woman in her early 40s, Japanese immigrant, Setsuko's mother, seen in flashbacks. Setsuko, a woman in her mid-20s, Japanese American, Catherine's mother, seen in flashbacks. Young Setsuko. Setsuko in her preteen years, seen in flashbacks. Scene, the family's home. Flashbacks to various locations including Japanese immigration docks, California public schools, and Japanese internment camps. Time, the present, and various points in 1920 to 1947. Scene 1, setting. America, the present. At rise. Lights up on Ivy. She is alone. The world around her is distant. She appears as if she exists outside of space and time, but she speaks as if she is perpetually contained by it.
A month ago, I lost everything. My world stopped, and the breaths within me became quiet. I lost my sweet, beautiful grandmother, a person who I love so deeply, but I know almost nothing about. How can you love someone with all your might and know nothing about them? That's a fair enough question.
Lights flood the stage to reveal a bedroom, her grandmother's bedroom. We are transported to 2 weeks after the death. The room is aged. It has been noticeably lived in, but also feels strangely empty and lifeless. We see Catherine sitting amongst the scattered boxes and trash bags. There are two distinct piles of vintage clothing. Ivy joins Catherine. Together they sort through the clothes, pulling out a patchwork knit sweater.
Oh, this one.
That was one of her go-tos, remember?
Yeah, every Christmas. Right before we were about to walk out the door, she would always be like, "Get me my sweater. Get me my sweater."
Gosh, even when I bought her new clothes, she would always go back to that ratty old thing.
I think it has some charm to it.
She knows what she likes. No.
What?
She knew what she liked. Past tense.
Oh, right. Keep?
Yeah.
Ivy folds the sweater and places it on the keep pile. They continue sorting.
What do you want to do with all these shoes?
I guess donate. Oh, but leave the gray ones. I want to keep those.
Okay.
I just don't think I can get rid of those.
Your big feet are going to fit in those?
Hey, my feet aren't big. Yours are big. Mine are wide.
My point still stands.
They're not for me to wear. I just want to keep them.
She barely had a chance to wear them.
I bought them for her to wear around the house so she wouldn't slip. She was too stubborn to wear them.
So, keep?
Yeah.
Discovering another pair.
Oh, her little slippers.
She hasn't worn those in years.
Keep these.
I don't think we need to.
We don't. I know, but they just remind me of her.
Okay.
Ivy throws the slippers onto the keep pile, which is getting noticeably larger than the donate pile.
Have you called Social Security yet?
No.
It's been 2 weeks.
I know, Ivy.
You need to do that soon.
I know. I hate calling Social Security. They were so mean to me when your papa died.
I doubt they were mean to you.
They were! They kept asking me if I wanted to apply for benefits.
Well, I think they have to do that.
Why? It's like they don't even care that the people calling them are grieving.
Well, I'm sure they care. It's just probably exhausting having to comfort every single person who calls.
Well, it doesn't take that much to be kind.
Ivy throws a torn sweater into a trash bag.
You can't throw that away.
Mom, there's a huge hole in the side. No one's gonna want this.
Your grandmother knitted it. Keep it. You can fix it.
I don't know how to knit.
You can sew. It's barely noticeable.
Mom.
Don't get rid of it, please.
I know it's hard to get rid of her stuff, but we can't just let it sit here and collect dust.
Why not? Maybe we should stop for today.
Mom,
It's been hours.
it's been 30 minutes.
Feels like it's been hours.
Have you found her will yet?
Not yet.
I need to get it probated.
I'm looking.
Did you check the file folders in the closet?
I'm looking.
Did you call the bank?
Ivy, please.
What?
Just please. Stop.
I just want to make sure everything is taken care of.
I've done this before. I know it needs to get done.
I know, but it's different now.
Different how?
Well, I don't know. When Papa died, I don't know. You still had another parent to lean on.
Right.
And I'm older now. I can help.
You are helping. You're helping me go through all her stuff.
I just don't want you to have to do all this by yourself.
Your father is helping me. You, young lady, need to focus on your college applications.
Oh, right.
Are they coming along?
I guess.
Did you think any more about what you might want to study? I know you weren't really sold on anything yet.
Not really. I've been kind of preoccupied with everything.
I know. Me too.
Ivy tosses a jacket onto the donate pile.
Don't get rid of that.
Mom,
I'm sorry, Ivy. This is hard for me.
it's hard for me too. But we have to do it.
I don't want to.
Don't be childish.
Oh, childish? Ivy, I am not in any rush to forget my mother, your grandmother. I'm sorry if that makes me childish.
That's not what I meant. I'm not trying to forget her. I want to remember every bit of her. You think I want to forget her?
Oh, it's not like you ever took the time to know her.
Don't say that.
It's true, Ivy. You're always going out with your friends after school. You don't get home until dinner time, and then you lock yourself in your room for the rest of the night.
If I knew she was dying, I would have spent more time with her.
She was 91 years old.
I was just trying to enjoy my last year of high school before I have to leave all of my friends.
And what about your family?
I don't know what you want me to say, Mom.
Ivy, that was my mother.
She was my grandmother. I loved her. I still do.
It's different.
I know.
You don't miss her the way I do because you never knew her the way I did.
That's not true.
What's her favorite food?
Chicken noodle soup.
No. What was her favorite food to eat before she had to start eating soft foods? When she was young and healthy and herself.
I don't know.
Exactly.
Just because I don't know her favorite food doesn't mean I don't miss her.
Do you know anything about her? How she got here? What she had to overcome? Why she goes by Cecilia and not Setsuko, her given name?
Kinda.
But you don't know.
Please stop.
I can't do this anymore.
We can't leave all of this crap all over the house.
Hey, this crap is what we remember your grandmother by.
This house is a mess. It's suffocating.
I don't want to do this right now.
We have to.
I'm hungry. I haven't eaten
We
yet.
need to find her
The will. I know. I need to find the will and get it probated and call Social Security and call the bank. I know.
Why are
Abby.
you yelling?
I'm not yelling.
Mom, it's been 2 weeks. We need to keep going.
Should we order from Italian Connection?
Mom.
Chinese food?
Mom, please. Can you just help me with this for a little while longer?
That was my mom.
I know.
Hard.
I know.
I tried to take care of her.
You did. You took care of her. You took really good care of her.
Not good enough, apparently.
Mommy, she was 91 years old.
She was doing fine up until she fell.
That wasn't your
I
fault.
shouldn't have given her that ibuprofen.
The doctors told you to... Mommy, you can't blame yourself for this.
Just kind of thought she would live forever.
Me too.
The two go back to their sorting. Meanwhile, Murasaki enters. The lights shift, and suddenly we are in Japan in the early 1920s.
Dear Mama, I will miss you very, very much. But I know my future is over in America. I hear it's bright and warm over there, lots of opportunity for work, peace, and prosperity. I'll come back, don't worry. I will stay for a few years, make some money, and then I will come back to you, I promise. I want to have children. I want to be a good mother. I want them to have a good life. I hope you know you will be there waiting to see them one day. But please know, Mama, no matter what, my children will always know of you. Your daughter, Murasaki.
Blackout. End of scene 1. Scene 2. Setting. The dining room. Dinner time. The next day. At Rise. Catherine, Ivy, and Dan are sitting at the dinner table. A big dish of baked ziti sits in the middle of the table with varying side dishes. It's quiet, but the kind of quiet that comes with familiarity.
Ziti's good, Dad.
Thank you, honey.
How was your day, Mom?
It was good.
Good.
I went through more stuff today.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm proud of you.
thank you, baby.
I will say, though, I hope you didn't get rid of any cute vintage clothes. You know that stuff is coming back in style.
I will be sure to consult you on the next go-around.
Please do. Her room is like a big time capsule.
I, for one, am thoroughly enjoying her recipe box.
You found it?
It was hiding on top of the fridge.
Can I see?
Dan gets up and retrieves a small wooden box that is on the counter behind them. He hands it to Catherine, who is eager to sift through its contents. Inside, there are several faded index cards with messy script scribbled on them. As they look through the recipes, Murasaki enters. She wanders around, humming, unnoticed by the family at the table. As they talk about the different recipes, we see Murasaki cooking.
Wow. She wrote down everything. Oh, is her lasagna recipe in here? I want that one.
I think I saw it in there.
Stuffed clam.
A classic.
Oh, Swedish tea cookies. Those were the best.
We definitely need to make those.
I will be making a batch entirely for myself, thank you.
Oh, great.
Tamagoyaki?
Yes, I think.
Let me see. Tamagoyaki, yes.
I love those.
What are they?
You know what they are.
The little rolled egg things that we have at Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Oh, those? I didn't know that's what they were called.
Yes, you did. If I knew that, you definitely knew.
I've literally never heard that word before.
Yes, you have. They have them at Domo 7, and your grandmother would always talk about how excited she was to have Aunt Leslie's tamagoyaki during the holidays.
I never heard her say that.
You were always busy changing your outfit 5 million times before we left to go to Aunt Leslie's house.
Well, I'm sorry. I should have paid more attention.
Ivy. Stop it.
Stop what?
Stop.
Ivy, honey, how was your day?
Why don't I know?
I don't know. Why don't you know how your day was?
I'm not talking to you.
Watch it.
What?
I told you to stop it.
Why? Why do I have to stop?
We're having dinner. Stop it.
I'll just go eat in my room if you don't want me here.
Ivy,
Sit.
no one said that.
We are having dinner as a family.
Why don't I know that word?
Ivy.
Why? Because it can't be all my fault.
We never said it was your fault.
You didn't have to. I got the message.
Ivy, honey, why are you getting so upset over a word?
You're making me feel stupid.
Baby,
No one is
calling
saying
you
that.
Stupid.
Why do we only eat Japanese food on the holidays?
We eat Japanese food all the time.
Just having rice with a meal doesn't make it Japanese, Dad.
We eat sushi.
I don't even like sushi.
Then why do we always order it?
Because you want it.
Why don't you like sushi?
Raw fish?
You don't like sushi?
No, Dad.
Then why are you getting upset?
Oh, Dad, stop!
Ivy,
Mom!
Ivy, enough.
Let's see what other recipes she has in here.
Nikuyaga.
Right.
Takikomi.
Why don't I know these? Oh, well, whatever. Why don't I know this? Shogo, what is this? I don't know this. What the fuck is furry cake?
Ivy.
Furikake, you know what it is.
I don't.
The rice sprinkles.
The rice sprinkles. They have a name, and I've been calling them freaking sprinkles this whole time.
Okay, Ivy, that's enough.
Enough of what? I'm not doing anything.
Stop throwing a fit. You're making your mother upset.
And
So she's the only one allowed to be upset?
Ivy.
No, I forgot. She's grieving. I am too, okay? I'm grieving too.
Enough.
May I be excused?
Catherine doesn't answer. Ivy slams her fists on the table as she gets up. She exits. Dan and Catherine sit in this uncomfortable silence together. Blackout. End of scene 2. Scene 3. Setting. The kitchen. Afternoon the next day. At Rise. Ivy is sitting at the kitchen table. She is alone. The lights center on her. She is on her laptop. She talks to herself as she types.
She never said anything. I never knew. She didn't need to say anything. There's so much she could have said. She didn't. I never asked.
The lights shift and we can see the entire kitchen. There is a stack of dirty dishes in the sink that Ivy gladly ignores. Dan enters.
Thanks for helping with the dishes.
Mm-hmm.
I admire how attentive you are.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dan goes over to the sink and begins doing the dishes. The two focus on their individual tasks for a while. After a moment, Dan checks the time.
Ivy. Shouldn't you be at school?
Shouldn't you be at work?
Fair enough.
Yeah. No worries at all. Those sprinkler systems will just design themselves. Isn't it silly how we're still hiring humans to do these jobs?
Very funny.
You flatter me.
A comedic genius, if you will.
Stop it.
No, you make me chuckle. Ha! Ha.
Don't do that.
Okay.
They go back to their tasks.
Why do they make these things so freaking long?
What things?
College applications. What?
I said ah! How are they coming along?
I can't hear you with the water running.
Well, if you helped with the dishes instead of sitting all the way on the other side of the room, maybe you'd actually be in earshot of me.
Or you could stop multitasking and have an actual conversation with me for once. I'm struggling.
Oh. Can I help?
I don't...
Okay.
Why do they even have to know half of these things?
I don't know.
Do you know my social security number?
No.
I don't.
You don't?
No? Am I supposed to?
Yeah.
Okay, well, we'll come back to that. Sex, female, address, race. Select one. Only one?
Pick one, I guess.
Pick one?
I don't know.
Which one seems better?
Better?
Yeah, like, which one is better?
You can't ask that.
That's basically what they're asking me to ask.
I don't know. It's up to you.
Well, I don't know.
She opens a tab on her laptop to look up her question on the internet.
Do colleges want white girls or Asian girls?
Ivy.
Sexual behaviors and attitudes. What the frick?
What?
That's literally the first thing that come up.
That's interesting.
Not helpful.
Ivy, just put whatever. I don't think it matters that much.
Well, it does matter.
You're overthinking.
This could make or break my application.
I don't think it will.
What do you know?
Hey, come on. We don't need that attitude.
Dad.
What?
I literally don't have an attitude right now.
Yes, you do.
How?
You're being snappy.
Snappy.
Yeah, snappy.
Just because I'm upset doesn't mean I have an attitude, Dad.
I'm just trying to help you.
You're not helping.
You didn't tell me how to help.
I asked you a question.
That I don't know the answer to.
You don't need to know the answer.
Then what's the point of asking if you don't get an answer?
I don't know. So we can talk it out or something.
I just don't think it's my place to say.
I'm making it your place.
Ivy.
Whatever. You don't want to help? I don't need your help.
I never said that.
You didn't have to, Father.
Ivy. Fine.
The two go back to their tasks in silence for several moments.
I think I'm gonna put white.
Oh.
What?
I said...
Dad, the water.
I said, oh.
Oh? Is that bad?
No.
Then why do you seem surprised?
I'm not. I'm just... I'm glad that you're embracing your Dutch heritage.
What heritage?
What do you mean, what heritage?
You've never done anything Dutch. What's Dutch?
We are.
Do you think they want white kids?
I don't know.
I'm asking what you think.
And I'm telling you that I don't know.
I don't know either. I'm asking what you think.
And I'm telling you I don't know what I think.
Oh, you're not helping.
You said you didn't need help.
Dad!
Hmm?
You're being petty.
Am I? I didn't notice.
Dad. 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 I'm sorry.
Are you?
I am.
I don't think you are.
Jesus Christ, Dad.
Back again with the attitude.
You don't listen to me.
Dan is silent and returns to washing the dishes.
Oh, you're ignoring me now. That's good. That's good. That's a real step up from not listening. Maybe I'll put Asian just to spite you.
Do it.
What?
Do it. It'll help you.
How so?
It'll help you stand out.
Say more?
Schools want to be more diverse.
Well, they want to look more diverse.
The lights begin to shift. Murasaki and young Setsuko enter, holding hands. They are from the past, 1934 to be exact. They begin weaving into the scene, unnoticed by Ivy and Dan.
Same difference.
Whatever.
All that matters is that when they see that on your application, they'll take note of it.
Well, if they want Asian people, they'll be disappointed when I show up.
Now, what is that supposed to mean?
Really, Dad? You look at me and think, wow, she's so Asian.
I don't look at anyone and think that.
Well, yeah, that would be weird if you did.
Then I'm confused.
On?
What are you asking?
I don't know.
Ivy?
Why don't you just get it?
Get what? I literally don't know what we're talking about right now.
Exactly.
Ivy, just talk to me.
I don't know what to say.
I can't get it if you don't talk to me, honey.
I don't know. I hope they don't expect too much from me.
Hello.
Ivy.
I would like to enroll my daughter in school.
Everyone feels self-conscious when they're applying to college.
Kindergarten.
No, Dad,
No. American
like
school.
there are just expectations
Yeah?
for Asian people.
No, not Chinese school.
Ivy, you have straight A's.
Not true. I got a B in my freshman year English class when I got that concussion.
She was born here.
You have straight A's. You got a 5 on your AP Calc exam last year. You are plenty Asian.
I was born in Japan.
Out of context, that would have been so racist.
I haven't been able to get my citizenship officially, but
Oh,
What?
we live here.
I'm sorry.
For what?
Our life is here now.
For calling you Asian.
I am Asian.
No, I shouldn't have. Not like that.
Dad, it was a joke.
No, I'm sorry, honey.
It's fine.
Ivy,
It's fine.
I would like to enroll my daughter in school.
Blackout. End of scene 3. Scene 4. Setting. Grandmother's bedroom. Later that same day, also a hiring manager's office in 1947. At Rise, Catherine and Ivy are sorting through grandmother's belongings. Ivy discovers a hoard of real fur jackets.
Grandma had expensive taste.
She always invested in the best. She used to always tell me to spend extra money on good quality shoes, jeans, and coats. Keep those. Maybe your cousins will want them.
How did she manage to afford all this stuff?
She worked hard for it.
Setsuko enters, dressed to please. Catherine and Ivy do not see her.
My name is Setsuko Sato. It's nice to meet you.
She worked at Bloomingdale's.
And she got good discounts, apparently.
Yes, English is my first language.
What should we do with this? You?
Yes, Setsuko.
Donate.
Setsuko.
That's like the dream. Working at Bloomingdale's?
My middle name is Cecilia. You can call me that.
Getting fancy clothes?
No, I was born here.
Seeing fancy people?
My parents immigrated here from Japan.
Spraying perfume on fancy people?
I've never been a secretary before, but I could try.
You're ridiculous.
I believe I can learn if you let me try.
Hey, a girl can dream, right?
Murasaki enters.
They won't take me.
Oh yeah, that's the dream, all right.
I've applied everywhere. No one will take me.
Give it time, my love.
We have no money.
Look in the paper.
They don't want us there, Mama.
Look in the paper.
The jobs in the paper aren't for us.
Maybe I'll just skip college and work at Bloomies for the rest of my life.
You are not doing that. You are way too smart to not go to college.
I feel like the smartest people in the world didn't go to college.
You'd be wasting your brain.
Mama, I can't work these jobs.
Do you think Grandma was wasting her brain?
They want us in factories.
You are twisting my words.
Sweatshops.
All I'm saying is that it would save us a whole lot of money if I didn't go to college.
Yeah, and I'll be stuck with you until you're 35.
And what's so wrong with that?
You can work.
Mama, I don't want to look in the paper anymore.
Where is this coming from, Ivy?
What do you mean?
Why don't you want to go to college all of a sudden?
Picking up a dirty vintage bra.
Oh, gross.
Ivy.
Do you see the ads?
Why does it smell like pee?
Ivy!
What?
Why don't you want to go to college?
Japs are not wanted in the San Fernando Valley.
I was joking, Mom. It's not that deep.
Really?
Not that deep.
All the neighbors have signed it.
Mom, people like to joke about not doing things. It's funny. It's relatable.
I don't think it's funny.
These are cute.
Ivy, please pay attention to me.
They don't want us here.
Mom, I want to go to college.
But
But the applications are maybe stressing me out a little. But it's fine. Do you think these would fit me?
maybe.
I'm gonna try them on.
Okay.
Turn around.
Catherine hesitantly turns around. Ivy takes off her pants to try on the jeans. Murasaki looks through the paper.
Why are you stressed out?
Don't you remember applying to college? It's stressful. Jesus, these jeans are tight.
Your butt is getting big.
Mom!
You're the one who can't fit in the jeans.
Good thing the boys love a voluptuous ass.
Hey, I don't want anyone looking at your ass. I don't care how voluptuous it is.
Well, joke's on you. I got the jeans on and my butt looks amazing.
Can you please stop talking about your butt?
You brought it up.
Ivy, please. Anyway, I only applied to one college.
I envy you.
It was much simpler back in my day. People only applied to a few schools at most.
Well, it's more competitive now.
She picks up a bunch of old socks.
Should we toss these?
Trash is over there.
I thought after the war ended things would get better.
Baby, I don't think you need to stress out over your college application.
Our friends don't want us here anymore.
You'll end up where you're meant to be.
I do not want to talk about the war.
Mama,
My love, we're not going to talk about it.
Murasaki exits, leaving Setsuko alone.
I got rejected from Penn State.
What? How do you know?
Well, I got an email that says, "We regret to inform you."
I thought decisions didn't come out till January.
It's rolling.
Oh, baby, I'm sorry.
It's whatever. I just need to focus on finishing up my other applications. Apparently, Penn State didn't find my essay about volunteering at the food pantry too compelling.
You really liked Penn State.
Mom, it's fine.
Remember when we went to visit Penn State for the first time your sophomore year? You were so eager to get a head start in your college process.
I guess we won't be going there anymore.
At least you wanted to look at that scary lion statue.
It was a little creepy.
His eyes stared into my soul.
Damn, I really was so excited to go to college back then. I had that whole binder of all the junk mail that colleges kept sending us.
That binder.
Organized alphabetically, and then geographically, and then by level of interest.
Do you still have it?
God no, I sold my soul to Excel spreadsheets.
I wish you would have kept it.
I wish you would tell me.
For what?
For the memories.
So I can remember.
I loved visiting colleges with you.
I want to feel your pain with you.
I did too.
I want to cry with you.
They were like little vacations for the two of us.
I don't want to forget the past.
Setsuko exits.
I was always worried about leaving your grandmother at home alone while your father was at work, though.
In a horrible way. It's almost a relief that she's gone.
In a horrible, awful, terrible way. Yes. But I'll miss coming home to her on the couch every day, watching the 5 o'clock news, and the relief of knowing she made it through the day.
I never thought that I would run out of time with her.
We still love each other?
We do.
Blackout. End of scene 4. Scene 5. Setting. The dining room. Dinner time. A week after the previous scene. Also, Japanese internment camps in the 1940s. At Rise. Ivy, Catherine, and Dan are seated around the dining room table with a big dish of lasagna in the middle. The lights are dim. We hear the voice of former President Franklin Roosevelt, December 7th, 1941, a date which will live in infamy.
Ivy. Elbows off the table.
Over-exaggerating, Ivy takes her elbows off the table.
No need for the attitude.
I literally didn't say anything.
You just did.
Come on, Ivy.
Mom, I don't have an attitude.
Sounds like something someone with an attitude would say.
Why do you always accuse me of having an attitude?
We're not accusing you.
Then what?
I don't know, honey. You just...
You've been more on edge lately.
I have not.
Ivy, Principal Raoul called and said your teachers haven't seen you in class in weeks.
And?
You have to go to school.
Yeah, just because you're a senior doesn't mean you can start slacking off.
You knew I wasn't going to school.
You knew?
I saw you here one day last week. I didn't know you skipped a whole week of class.
Are you getting enough sleep?
Yes,
Your
Mother.
lights are on at night.
I fall asleep with them on sometimes.
I can hear you watching TV all night.
I like sleeping with the TV on.
Ivy, I can hear you clapping to the Friends intro every half hour.
I'm fine.
I don't think you are.
I'm fine.
Ivy.
Dad.
Okay.
They eat in silence for a while. Meanwhile, Murasaki and young Setsuko enter. They are in distress. Murasaki hugs young Setsuko and comforts her.
How are applications coming along?
Fine.
Have you heard back from any other schools?
No.
When do you hear
I
back?
don't know, Mom.
Well, I feel like that's important information to know.
It's different for every school. I don't know off the top of my head.
How much do you have left to do?
Jesus Christ, why are you asking so many questions?
Ivy.
Seriously, Ivy, enough with the attitude.
I don't have a fucking attitude.
Please take your elbows off the table. Mama?
It's okay. It's okay.
Have no lasagna.
I don't want any.
You need to eat.
I ate.
Your piece was tiny. Never mind.
Where's Daddy?
He's okay, my love.
Where is he?
They took him, but it's okay. It's okay.
You should stop making so much. It all ends up going to waste.
It's your mother's recipe.
Yes, Dad.
Well, reduce it.
I can't make the lasagna noodles any smaller.
Cut them.
Well, then they just fall apart.
We don't need a full-size lasagna for 3 people, Daniel.
Oh my God. Please stop talking.
Where is my husband?
What is going on with you?
He is not a spy. What did you do with him?
Nothing. Nothing.
We have dynamite so we can blow up the trees to clear our land for farming. We don't want to harm anyone.
Why does there always have to be something wrong with me?
Please, my daughter is only 13 years old.
You are my daughter, and I know when there's something wrong with you.
Murasaki and young Setsuko wander around the stage with paperwork in their hands.
I don't know what I'm doing.
With what?
What do you think?
Ivy.
The applications!
I thought you already submitted them.
I did.
Then what?
I need to take my daughter out of school.
I keep getting rejected from schools.
They're taking us to assembly centers.
I thought it was just Penn State.
I need you to sign these papers so she can drop out.
You got rejected from Penn State?
Yes, Dad.
Murasaki and young Setsuko begin packing up their belongings as the scene continues. They put as many layers of clothing on as they can. They can only bring as much as they can carry. They pack their suitcases tightly as they can. They close their suitcases and write their first initials and last names on the case with white paint.
You didn't tell me.
I assumed Mom would tell you.
You told Mom and not me?
Stop talking with your mouth full.
I just want to know.
What other schools?
Pittsburgh, Emerson, even freaking Caldwell. Their acceptance rate is like 92%.
You applied to Caldwell?
Yeah, as a safety school.
And they rejected you?
Yes, Dad.
Those are all rolling admission?
Yes. Why?
Well, you still have all the regular decision schools.
Mom, I got rejected from freaking Caldwell.
So?
92%. 90 freaking 2.
15066.
We see their names on their suitcase get crossed out and replaced by this number. As the scene continues, we see Murasaki and young Setsuko sit together on a bench, as if they are on a train car. Young Setsuko is crying. Murasaki sits with her head bowed down.
Have you already submitted your other applications?
Some
Alright, well, just make some of them stronger.
stronger?
Just look over them before you send them out.
Mom, I worked my ass off on those applications.
Well, clearly there was something that made all those schools reject you.
Ouch.
I didn't mean it like that.
Then what?
I don't know. Those applications are like a game sometimes.
It's not a game, Mom.
Shikata ga nai.
I mean, you need to be strategic.
Yeah, you need a standout.
I understand that.
Did you put your volunteering work at the food pantry? Colleges love to see volunteer work.
I know, Dad.
Oh, what about your letters of recommendation?
Dad, this is not helping.
Well, you barely talked to me about this.
Can I be excused?
We're still eating.
I'm done eating.
Father and I are still eating.
I want to go to my room.
Your father and I are still eating.
Ivy, honey, have more food, please.
I don't want any.
Well, you need to eat.
You watched me eat.
I watched you eat a piece the size of my fingernail.
I'm not hungry.
Eat.
I said no.
Ivy, why aren't you eating?
I'm not hungry. Please eat. Can I please be excused?
No.
Mom,
I said no.
please.
You haven't been going to school, you haven't been sleeping, and now you're not eating?
Oh my God, leave me the fuck alone.
Ivy slams her hand on the table, sending her empty plate flying. It shatters on the floor.
May we pledge our loyalty to the stars and stripes, just as do our children who are patriotic American citizens.
Breaking her dishes now. I bet she's just rolling over in her grave.
I'm sorry. Sorry, Mom.
I'll get a broom.
Dan exits.
Mommy?
Ivy, I have tried to be patient with you. I have tried to be understanding of what you're going through, but your father and I have done nothing but try to help you through this.
I know. Sorry.
You're not. You're not, Ivy, because you keep lashing out at us.
I'm sorry. I am. I really am.
Watch your feet.
Dan sweeps up the shattered dish into the dustpan.
Mom.
Catherine doesn't respond. Ivy exits. Catherine and Dan stay picking at their food and cleaning up the mess. After a moment, we hear Ivy slam her bedroom door off stage.
When the golden sun has sunken beyond the desert horizon, and darkness follows under a dim light casting my lonesome heart, show me the way to go home.
Blackout. End of scene 5. Scene 6. Setting. Grandmother's bedroom, the next afternoon. At Rise, Catherine and Dan are sorting through paperwork. There's a tense silence between them.
Have you talked to her?
No. Have you?
I wouldn't ask if I thought you already did.
Well, I don't know. Just thought I'd ask.
Hey, ARP, do you need this?
Yeah, we'll get it later.
You should talk to her.
So should you.
You're the one who upset her.
What do you mean?
You know what I mean.
Please enlighten me, dear husband of
The
mine.
damn applications, Catherine.
Please don't talk to me like that.
What, damn? Damn is a bad word now?
It's your tone.
My tone?
I don't like your tone.
You're talking to me like I'm a child
How
now.
many death certificates should we get?
Catherine.
One for the bank.
Catherine.
Insurance company.
Would you stop it?
Stop what?
You're evading.
I'm not evading. Evading what?
Ivy.
You were trying to force feed her.
I was not.
You were. You kept pushing.
She barely ate anything, probably because you keep telling her how fat she's getting.
I have not called her fat. You came up with that one on your own.
Catherine?
I was trying to help her.
You by forcing her to stay at the table when she clearly didn't want to be there?
I wanted us to be together as a family.
Yeah, this sure feels like a family right now. She doesn't like being helped.
Yes. She just doesn't want to admit it.
She definitely doesn't want my help.
She needs help.
Catherine, let her do it her own way.
She keeps getting rejected by every damn school, Daniel. She needs help.
She will figure it out.
Do you even hear yourself?
What? I'm sorry for having a little faith in our daughter.
She's being turned away from schools. Her dream schools, Daniel. And you don't want to be there for her?
I never said that.
You don't want to help her.
Stop putting words in my mouth, Catherine.
I'm not. Your actions do it for you.
What the fuck are you saying, Catherine?
Keep your voice down. She'll hear.
You're attacking me.
You're the most complacent father I've ever met.
That's not true.
It is.
Catherine, I've cooked a dinner every night for the past month.
Because my mother died, Dan.
Yes, and I've been carrying the weight of this entire family and all the shit that you're all going through this whole time. And no one has ever thought to think that it might be hard on me too.
Daniel, honey, I'm sorry, but this is not about you.
Of course, it never is.
Daniel, please.
I cared about your mom too. She was the closest thing I had to a mother after my own mom died. Her death is hard for me too.
You didn't even cry at your mother's funeral.
Catherine?
No, you just beat the shit out of your brother in front of all of us, in front of Ivy.
He was berating me in front of our family for not being there when she died.
You're just proving my point. You're never there when it matters.
I had to read the eulogy because I was the only one who wasn't a blubbering mess. Do you know how hard that was?
And your coping mechanism was to brawl with your brother in front of your daughter who was 13 at the time? You're an angry person, Daniel, and she knows it. She's scared of you, Daniel.
No, she's not.
Daniel.
I think it isn't tearing me apart to see our daughter questioning her own worth because some strangers didn't like what she looked like on paper.
Doesn't matter.
Of course it matters.
Can we just focus on the paperwork for now?
Catherine.
I don't want to fight with you, honey. Things are hard enough.
So what are we going to do?
About Ivy?
About Ivy, about the paperwork, about whatever you want to focus on right now.
Catherine thinks for a moment. She then grabs more envelopes to look through.
My mother made it really easy on us. No funeral, no memorial, nothing. She didn't want any of that. I remember her telling people not to send flowers when she would eventually die. She wanted to have them when she was alive. She wanted to be able to look at them, touch them, smell them, appreciate them. She would always say that she didn't want people looking at her dead body at whatever depressing memorial service we would have. She wanted to be remembered as she was when she was alive.
Sounds like something she would say.
She really liked you.
Yeah?
Yeah, I know you know that, but...
Well, it's still nice to hear.
Yeah. Thank you for making dinner this past month. I'm sure Mom's ecstatic that her legacy is being carried on through her recipes.
Well, how could I possibly go on without your mother's cooking in my life?
We should figure out what to do about Ivy.
Comforting emotional teenage girls is not exactly my expertise.
But she needs you.
I know. She needs you too.
I know.
I just don't think she even wants to hear what I have to say.
That's not true.
Isn't it?
It's not.
Didn't you just say she's scared of me?
I did, but I think she's scared of losing you more than anything.
What do we even say to her?
I don't know.
What, you don't have the perfect words to say at any given moment?
It appears not.
Well, she's just at that age where she only wants to listen to herself but doesn't trust herself enough to actually do it.
We'll just have to convince her.
Blackout. End of scene 6. Scene 7. Setting. The kitchen. The same day. At Rise. Ivy standing behind the table, which has become her prep station. Her grandmother's recipe box is open with a few select cards pulled out and put on the table in front of Ivy. There is a rice cooker, a bamboo sushi mat, and ingredients scattered about the table. Ivy is attempting to make a sushi roll, and is noticeably struggling. She attempts to roll the mat, but all the contents of her sushi roll fall out.
Shit.
She desperately tries to regather all of the food, but it relentlessly crumbles in her hands.
Help. Why is this so difficult?
She gives one last effort to salvage something that remotely resembles a sushi roll, but she ends up with a soggy, folded-over sheet of nori with all the ingredients spilling out of the sides.
Yum. Not bad. Well, look at that. I might have just done something here.
Despite her achievement, she is still determined to make a sushi roll. She starts again from the beginning. She grabs a sheet of nori and examines it. The light starts to shift as Setsuko enters. She stands beside Ivy, who doesn't see her.
You found my sushi mat.
Okay. Shiny side up.
Rough side up.
Damn it. Rough side up. Okay. Use the rice paddle to fluff the rice.
Let the rice breathe.
Ivy fluffs up the rice with her rice paddle and scoops it onto the nori sheet.
Spread a thin layer of rice on the nori.
Gently. Good. Good.
Good.
She continues. After a moment, her hand starts to get stuck to the rice.
Shit.
You know what to do. Trust yourself.
Ivy goes to the sink to wet her hands. She gets ready to roll her maki. She still struggles to get it tight and neat.
Let me help you.
Setsuko places her hands on Ivy's hands, guiding them. Ivy finally sees her.
You're here.
Surprise.
Like this?
Exactly.
Ivy pulls back the bamboo mat to reveal a perfectly formed maki roll. She grabs a knife to cut it.
Wet the knife for a clean cut.
Setsuko retrieves a small bowl of water and places it on the table in front of Ivy.
Now dip the blade in and let the water roll down the edge. Now you cut. When you were younger, you used to poke out the different pieces in the sushi and eat them individually. I had never seen anyone use chopsticks for that, but that's how you liked it, tasting each ingredient on its own, savoring the simplicity of it. But now you've made a beautiful, colorful, complex roll. Taste it.
They both eat some of the sushi.
It's good.
When you eat it all together, the flavors work together, and you get a beautifully unique bite of food. If you take something out, it changes. It still tastes good, but it's not the full story.
I'm sorry.
What for?
I'm sorry I never asked about you, about your life, about our family.
You don't have to be sorry.
I do. I feel like I do. There are parts of myself that I don't understand, and now I might never be able to understand them.
That's not true.
Yes, it is.
You're asking now.
It's too late.
It's not.
It is. You're gone.
I'm here.
You're dead.
On Earth I am, but the world is much bigger than that, my love.
I don't know how to make sense of this world without you in it.
You do. The world is no different now than what it was before.
It is different. It is. Your bedroom light isn't on when I come home anymore. Mom doesn't have to buy thickened water for you anymore. The news isn't playing on repeat in the living room anymore. Everything is different.
Remember when we would go down to the beach every September? It was the off season, so we had the entire beach to ourselves.
Yes.
You would always run out into the ocean, and your mother would run out after you because she was convinced you were going to drown in the water that was less than a foot deep. Your favorite thing in the world was hopping over the little waves as they crashed onto the shore. I'll never forget how upset you would get when the wave fizzled out before it got to you. You'd pout, run a little further, your mother would pull you back in, and then another wave would come. You were happy all over again. But the truth is, the water and the wave isn't any different than it was before. It was just pulled away by some invisible, magnificent force of the world.
Gravity?
Gravity, or maybe it's something else that we haven't discovered yet.
I miss the waves.
They'll always come back, but for now, my wave has returned to the ocean.
I love you.
I love you too.
Setsuko exits. End of scene 7. Scene 8. The kitchen, immediately following the previous scene. Ivy grabs her laptop and begins typing. Something about her has changed after the previous scene, almost as if a wave of peace, calm, and acceptance have come over her. After a moment, Catherine and Dan enter, cautiously.
Ivy?
How are you, honey?
I'm good. I'm good.
That's good.
Listen, honey, about yesterday.
I'm sorry about yesterday.
We're not here to yell at you.
No, I know. I just wanted to say that.
Oh, we were going.
We were gonna say the same thing.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Can I read you something?
Of course.
It's my personal statement. I've been working on it.
Let's hear it.
Okay. A month ago, I lost everything. My world stopped, and the breaths within me became quiet. I lost my sweet grandmother, a person who I love so deeply, but who I know almost nothing about. How can you love someone with all your might and know nothing about them? That's a fair enough question.
Young Setsuko enters. She makes her way around the stage, taking in everything around her.
She had this quiet life to her. She didn't need to say a single word, but you always knew her mind was bursting with color. There's so much she could have said, but she didn't. Maybe because it was too painful to voice. Maybe because no one ever cared to ask.
Murasaki enters. She sits with young Setsuko and begins doing her hair.
I know she loved watching soap operas in the afternoon. Her favorite ice cream was those ice cream cones with the peanuts on top. I know she was too proud to ever walk with a walker. She would just stumble down the hallway, catching herself on any doorway or furniture pieces along the way. The things I know about her are the kinds of things you learn about a person by watching them, not by talking to them. I wish I had done more talking. I wish I didn't hide behind excuses like not knowing what to say.
Young Setsuko exits as Setsuko enters. She helps Murasaki stand up. Murasaki's body language suggests that she has aged significantly.
I never thought I would run out of time with her. I always thought to myself that one day I would ask her all my questions. What's your favorite place you've ever been? Of all your recipes, which one is your favorite to make? Do you have any regrets? But as she grew older, it felt like the answers to those questions were getting further and further away from both of us. I remember our last day together. I was sitting on the floor next to her bed, holding her hand. I ran my thumb across her translucent skin, feeling every vein that popped out from beneath it. Her eyes were closed, her chest rising slowly and dropping quickly. I kissed her forehead and I told her that she was the strongest person I've ever known. She opened her eyes.
Setsuko and Murasaki share a warm embrace. Murasaki hobbles off stage, leaving behind a heartbroken Setsuko.
There are parts of myself that I don't understand. Now, I might never understand them. But I don't want to leave them behind just because I don't understand them. There's a lot of pain in these pieces of me. I feel pain whenever people ask me to translate menus at Japanese restaurants, and I don't know how to. I feel pain when people pull their eyes back at me, and I can't even feel sad about it because people see the white part of me first. I feel pain knowing there are Japanese paintings hanging in my hallway and I don't know who painted them.
Setsuko joins the three as they listen to Ivy. They do not see her, but she is happy to just be in their company.
In these gaps of knowledge, there are family camping trips, soccer games on the weekend, and recipes that have been passed down. This makes me who I am. There is pain, yes, but there is so much joy. I am a messy mosaic of faded histories and spirited remembering. Only when these fragments are taken together do we see the full picture of a person. It's easy to indulge in the simplicity of being one thing, but we must honor the pain and celebrate the joy in all the things that we are.
Setsuko smiles before she exits.
That's beautiful, baby.
I'm so proud of you.
Thanks, Dad.
Now what?
Now, I submit the rest of my applications.
They're gonna love you.
No question about it.
Is there anything else you need?
Yes, there is.
Well, shoot.
Tell me about your life. All of it. Both of you.
What do you want to know?
Everything.
Lights fade. End of play.
So now we're going to do a quick little talk back.
Juliana, could you stand up front so we could hear you better? And then here's a chair for Lynnsey too as well. Thank you.
So first, I guess we'll start with if you all want to introduce yourself. I'm Samantha.
Hi, I'm Liv.
I'm Lynnsey.
Yay.
I'm Maddie. Marisa.
I am Nick.
Anthony.
And I believe Andy would be.
Oh, I'm Andrea.
So that's
And Andy directed it, so just in case, because we don't have a program. Thank you so much. Yes.
So first, I guess the first thing we love is some words that you kind of thought of, like things that you were going to be leaving thinking about. You can just shout them out. Yeah.
Time. Waves.
Family.
Reflection.
Recipe box.
Love.
Take water.
Shoes.
Friends. And last. Cool. So then, what are some specific moments in the play that you're going to be thinking about as you leave? Like, what are some specific moments that stuck with you?
You go. Say the sushi scene. That whole scene just completely, like, I was just entranced. It was amazing.
I had two, if that's okay. What's it called? When Liv and Maddie's character are saying the names of the two at the same time.
Yeah.
And then also the line, like, look in the paper. The repetition of that line really struck me.
The very specific image of rubbing the thumb over the translucent hand.
The way the whole thing started, you know, that opening monologue that just sort of set the entry point, like an invitation into the play. Yeah.
I think the idea of like there being boxes of somebody's old stuff will stick with me as well.
I know we didn't get to see them, but in the split scenes, the actions that the characters are doing when they're not speaking, I think if this is, keeping developed, is a really impactful. Even starting in the stage directions, like picturing that with the text going on simultaneously is very impactful, I think, to the character relationships.
Yeah, every time the past entered. Every time they entered, I was drawn in because I thought, from my own understanding, there were so many things I didn't know about. So I felt like the play was teaching me about history, but I was so like, what's happening? Where are they? What's going on? They were so intriguing. Yeah.
Another thing in mind, when they crossed their name off the suitcase and replaced it with the number.
I think also the scene with the conversation about the college application and race and selecting that, the conversation between the two is really interesting.
The scene of I'd like to enroll my daughter in school and having to make a distinction, no, not Chinese school, American school.
I also think like the ending, just tell me everything, is such, I don't know, I think it's such a, I don't know, I like how it ended. I think it really set up, like, I could see what was happening after. It created a nice post.
Sequel.
Yeah.
Remembering too.
Remembering.
Keep remembering. Keep remembering.
Any final thoughts about moments? Cool. So our last question that we have is questions that you have after listening. Be about characters, about plot, about whatever. Lynnsey, these are rhetorical, so Lynnsey will not give you an answer. But it's good for her to know what y'all are still questioning and thinking about.
One that I had was with Dan. I think there's like the scene where like Catherine's like, you're an angry man. And I was curious how often he's angry.
Yeah.
Yeah, throughout I was just really, Lynnsey, I was really intrigued and curious about Ivy's relationship with her grandmother, because sometimes it felt like I didn't know that there was no relationship, and then at the end I felt like then I understood the relationship, because it was, I just was always like, well, how close were they, even if she didn't know the history? What was it like to watch her die? What did she die of? If she died at home, was there hospice? Was it a long death? How involved was Ivy? Because the way she talked about her, sometimes she used the word deeply a lot. And I was really curious about what that depth was all about.
I keep thinking about the perspectives of kind of judgment towards Ivy, Ivy's judgment towards herself academically, Dan's comment about her mom's comment about her body, because in that scene it seemed playful, but then to Dan it seemed like it was a prolonged issue that had happened multiple times, or that it was more than just this one scene that we saw.
Does Ivy face any repercussions for missing out of school?
Does Ivy ever get into college, or like, do they get rejected from the college still?
Yeah, and in my class we're gonna talk for a little bit after, but I wonder if there's a few more questions before we wrap up, or what are you thinking about? I mean, I know we're going to talk about it after, but I just think it's interesting if anybody else felt this way. I just thought, gosh, those characters from the past were so compelling. You read them so well every time you came on. And so I just sometimes wonder, what was that? What triggered them? What called them? What was the thing that was happening in the present that created why they had to enter?
Yeah.
And I sometimes, Lynnsey, that was like that ending scene with the coming out with the sushi was so exquisite. Yeah. And I thought, ooh, what was calling them back? Because it felt like the play became a lot about her getting into college. And when it was about like them, I was just so pulled in. So I was always like, what is calling them in, you know? Just something to keep thinking about.
We saw the rescue box and the clothing. I'm wondering what did Murasaki leave behind? And do we see any of that in what's left behind now?
Oh, that's cool.
Great. And I think that's a wrap up.
Yeah, thank you.